Oh, hey, Hunter. What's up, Bahari? Why do you look... What's wrong? You know what? Never mind. We're almost at the end of our curio research. Oh my god, really? It's been so long. All you have to do is get some more anomaly research levels. Oh, sweet. So just like another 20 or so? Yeah, just get to like level 300. 300? What is wrong with you, you spawn of Satan? Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, we've just gotten Title Update 5 for Sunbreak, and oh man, this one is really genuinely quite special. If you're watching this before trying out Amatsu for yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. Get in there, give that a go, because it is genuinely one of the best experiences I have ever had in Monster Hunter, and I have played a lot of Monster Hunter at this point. That aside, the title update is here, and while the new monster and the new Risen are a large part of the actual completable, fightable content that we've been given, there's quite a lot more in here to actually care about. Of course, there's the armor sets for each of them as well that we've already talked about on this channel, but there are plenty more rewards and more things to do in the update, and so think of this video as your sort of hub for all things important in Title Update 5 that aren't the monsters themselves. First up, Anomaly Research maximum level has been increased from 220 all the way up to 300, which, yes, is a really big gap. I know people don't like that, but it's the last jump that we get, and for this specifically, it's worth noting nothing massive happens at 300. Nothing genuinely important is locked behind getting here, but there is a new quest type in the Special Investigations. These are just harder versions of the monsters found within. Essentially, once you complete a level 300 Anomaly Investigation, you get a Special Investigation version of the same quest, same modifiers, same targets, all of that, but the monsters inside are essentially hazard quest monsters. They have bigger range on some attacks, they have more health and damage, and in theory some of them may even have different combos or even new moves, but this will need more experimenting with before we know every single detail. What we definitely know though is that these Special Investigation quests don't give you any particularly notable rewards, at least not towards player power. If you do enough of the Special Investigations, you'll unlock a new Hunter badge, which is just a nice thing to display next to your name, but there aren't any decorations or anything important locked behind this system by any means. With that said then, let's talk about what you do need to do as far as anomaly quests to unlock decorations, because there are some very, very important ones around this time. First up, Risen Crimson Glow Valstrax, the monster with the longest name in the series, is now within Anomaly Investigations, as is the newest Risen monster added in this title update, Shagaru Magala. They will start to appear in investigations as low as level 131, so if you just want to fight their anomaly versions, it actually isn't too deep in before you're capable of finding them here. On top of this, they've also added Apex Zinogre to investigations as a potential secondary target, so he's around if you want to fight a master rank version of this too. On top of that, Anomaly Investigations can now give you 3 new maps, the Infernal Springs, the Forlorn Arena, or even just the base arena as well, interestingly enough. This is especially notable as these maps all have the Rainbow Spirit Birds to give you full Spirit Bird buffs right from the start of the quest. As far as rewards then, there are a few new materials that are important. The earliest one that you can acquire is from Risen Valstrax and Risen Shagaru, which is Risen Dragon Blood. This can drop in the 131 version of their anomaly quest or any higher level as well. This unlocks the Intrepid Heart Plus jewel as well as the Emboldened Plus jewel, both of these giving 2 ranks of their respective skill. At level 201 plus of these monsters, you'll get the Risen Dragon Pure Blood material. This doesn't unlock anything new as far as I can tell, but it's just another afflicted part worth quite a lot of points for various crafting and melding purposes. Then when you get investigations to level 241 plus, which is the latest threshold for unlocks now, both Risen Valstrax and Risen Shagaru will start to drop Risen Dragon Thick Blood.
Hot, thick blood.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but it's an extremely important material as this unlocks the decorations people have been asking for months, basically since the start of the expansion, Attack Jewel Plus and Expert Jewel Plus. Both of these are exactly what you expected and wanted, simply 4-slot decorations for 2 ranks of their respective skills. Other than that, there is one more new material from afflicted monsters, and this is the Risen Slogbone, which comes from any of the other Risen Elders in Anomaly level 221 or higher quests, and this unlocks the Trigger Plus jewel for 2 ranks of status trigger. We'll go through the full list of decoration unlocks in a bit, including the ones from the new monsters and everything else, but those are your rewards for doing the new higher level anomaly investigation specifically. As well, when you reach anomaly research level 241, Bahari will speak with you and give you access to the A9 quests. These are just set anomaly quests for Risen Valstrax and Risen Shagaru with set targets and set conditions, just those 2 monsters as well. On the note of anomaly and curio based updates, we've also had some updates to curio crafting both for weapons and armor. Curio crafting got a new skill added to the pool. It seems to only be one new skill so far, but it's a good skill, which is of course Dragon Conversion from Risen Crimson Glow Valstrax armor. Good skill for some, very nice to be able to get on pieces that aren't locked to be that set. As for Curio weapon augments, there is now a 10th and final slot you can unlock with the new afflicted materials, and in the last update they made it so every slot you unlock gives you bonuses by default. This 10th slot will give you plus 10 raw and plus 10 sharpness for every single weapon you unlock it on, just as a base, which is pretty neat. Past this then, there are a number of other new things included in this update. One important one that I haven't really seen people talk about is added equipment loadout slots. We now have 28 pages of slots like we did in Iceborne, which is literally double the previous slots that we had. For some people, this will mean nothing, they don't really have that many slots, but for others, this is really nice. Most of my slots were filled up, so I like having double the slots to be able to just make all of my endgame builds now that we've reached the proper power levels of this game. Then we have the new melding system as well, which is just exceptionally good. We'll have a full video talking about it soon, but we'll go over the basics here because the most important thing is that you should be using this new system and you should be using it right the hell now. Firstly, there is the Vigor meld. This uses afflicted monster materials to craft talismans in batches of 5, and the results are simply incredible. You can get insanely good skills, you can get multiple of them, and you can get them with loads of decoration slots on the talismans too. The best one that I've seen as of yet, sadly it's not my own of course, this is 3 Frostcraft, 2 Weakness Exploit, and 2 3 slots. Of course, for anyone who makes decent use of Frostcraft, that would be absolute insanity. And the best part is we don't even know if this is the best talisman that we can get from this. It's entirely possible that you can find the same one with 3 Weakness Exploit and another 3 slot just for fun, we just don't know right yet. But what we do know is that these talismans are just insane across the board. They are ridiculously better than the other ones we've had access to so far. They give you tons of levels of really good skills, some of which weren't even on the previous list, and have a ton of decoration slots as well, which just means essentially as hunters we just got a lot more powerful very quickly. On top of that, there is also the Cyclus meld, which is the new recycle. You can only recycle the Vigor talismans into this specific one, and the results are just as strong, if not potentially better. But the best part of these is that you can actually target specific skills that you want to find on your recycling. Sadly, this doesn't apply to every skill you can find. For example, you cannot target skills like Frostcraft or Build Up Boost, even though you can find both of these skills on the talismans individually, though they should still be achievable as secondary skills on the talismans, so just pick the main skill that you want to get and get rolling. Genuinely, these talismans are just incomparable to the previous ones. So if you are someone who has done a lot of anomaly quests and has a lot of these afflicted parts laying around, you are about to be very handsomely rewarded for your time spent. Seriously, start using this melding method and start doing it right now. You will not regret it.
Cool. Very cool.
And that's most of the important stuff, so let's round this all out by having a look at the full list of new decorations and Rampage decorations added in Title Update 5, as well as how to get all of them. First up is the Shockproof Jewel. This is brand new, and I've singled it out first because you seem to just get it for having Title Update 5 installed. There is no other unlock condition, and it is made from pretty early materials. It's just a nice quality of life upgrade to the concept of flinch free for a singular 1 slot. This will disable flinching when you hit other players or when they hit you, so it works both ways, but it also does not prevent hitting each other to cancel status ailments. It is the absolute best of both worlds, and honestly every hunter and multiplayer will probably want to get this in their build. It's just really good, it's really strong, and it's only 1 slot. Then we have the Attack Jewel Plus decoration for 2 ranks of attack in a 4-slot jewel, and the Expert Jewel Plus decoration for 2 ranks of critical eye in a 4-slot jewel. As mentioned earlier, both of these unlock from defeating afflicted level 241 or above Risen, Valstrax, or Shagaru. We have the Trigger Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of status trigger in a 4-slot decoration, which is unlocked by defeating any of the other 3 Risen Elder Dragons at afflicted level 221 or above. There is the Intrepid Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of Intrepid Heart in a 3-slot jewel, and also the Emboldened Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of Emboldened in a 4-slot jewel. Both of these are unlocked by defeating afflicted level 131 or above Risen, Valstrax, or Shagaru. We also got the Bloodlust Jewel. For a rank of Bloodlust, it is a 4-slot for the 1 rank, which makes it really rough as a value principle considering that you can curio craft this onto armor or even get it on the new talismans. Worth knowing that it exists in the first place, and this is unlocked with the unique material from Risen Shagaru Megala. We got the Capacity Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of ammo up in a 4-slot decoration, as well as the Challenger Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of Agitator in a 4-slot decoration. Then also the Blade Scale Jewel Plus for 2 ranks of Blade Scale Hone in a 4-slot jewel. All of these are unlocked by defeating and gathering different parts from Amatsu itself. Among these are some pretty useful decorations, but of course the really big standouts worth talking about are Shockproof for a 1-slot, and then the long requested 4 4-slot attack and critical eye decorations. These will see a ton of use and will flip set building upside down for a little bit until the meta settles into it. Then we have a whole new 6 rampage decorations. These are unlocked when you defeat Amatsu for the first time. Most of these are weapon specific, but they are quite interesting. First up is Guard Bash for Lance only. This is a 2-slot rampage decoration that deals blunt damage to monsters when you block their attacks without taking excessive knockback. Then there is Supercharge, a 2-slot rampage decoration for Insect Glaive that increases Kinsect damage but also increases Kinsect stamina consumption. There is also Demon Rage, a 2-slot rampage decoration for Dual Blades that makes stamina consumption from Demon Mode get stopped completely when you hit a monster with a Demon Mode attack. This one is pretty silly specifically, obviously. Then we have the Stun Jewel, a 1-slot rampage decoration for Hammer that makes charged attacks deal more stun value. After that is a decoration for everyone, the Growth Jewel, which is 2 rampage slots for the self-improvement skill. Attack and defense will increase periodically as time passes on a quest. Players have tested this one and found that its bonuses apply every 5 minutes, plus 5 attack and plus 20 defense at 5 minutes, and then also 10 minutes into the quest. Then the 15-minute bonus is a further plus 10 attack and 20 defense, and the final bonus at 20 minutes is plus 20 attack plus 40 defense, for a total of plus 40 attack and 100 defense when you're 20 minutes into the quest. This isn't at all a negligible bonus, but it does mean that it is only better than Wyvern Exploit Jewels mathematically speaking if your quest lasts at least longer than 15 minutes, definitely longer than 20 minutes, and even then the enhanced bonus doesn't apply to however much of the hunt happened before that, so the shorter the quests are, the worse that this is. Essentially, if your hunts tend to be exceptionally long, this decoration is really great for you. If they aren't long, it isn't really worth it in the end. Then finally we have the Wirebug Jewel for the Wirebug Wrangler's Rampage skill as a 1-slot. This just extends the duration that you keep bonus Wirebugs by 30 seconds, simple as that. It's really nice to have. It's probably not worth more than the Wyvern Exploit Jewels generally, unless you are exclusively a Silkbind based build and have issues maintaining your Wirebug gauge as well, but it's really cool that this exists nonetheless. And that's it, everyone. Pretty much everything important for you to do and unlock and use in Title Update 5. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. There is so much to do, and as much as the Anomaly research level cap has gone up massively, you don't need to rush it to the cap by any means, as the meaningful rewards are achieved relatively early on in the process. What are your thoughts on all these new systems and decorations then? Have they changed your builds much? Are you going to lose all your free time to the melding now? Like if you like the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.